Hey everybody. So in the video on mistakes, I also talk about what I called artificial language. So a lot of the language, especially the early language in language learning that we encounter, I feel like it's very artificial. It's like the kids, they don't really understand what they're saying or what they are doing, and they can't really work with the language. So like let's give a couple of examples. So, for example, if you have this, which is very common in language learning, this kind of gap fill exercise. So, it's a sentence, one word is missing. For example, the word walk is written in brackets, and then the kids have to write walked. So, they have to put the ed ending of the simple past. And they can do this for like 10 sentences, but only because they can do it for the 10 sentences in this exercise correctly does not mean that they understand the simple past, does not mean that they can use it in a spoken text, does not mean they can use it in a written text. Another example, so there's often like you have to teach the kids these kind of phrases. So what time is it? It is 6 o'clock. Where are you from? I'm from so on so on. What's your name? My name is. So with that they can have a kind of conversation, but it's not real. They know these blocks and they can have a very limited conversation about like using these blocks. But they don't understand the parts that make up these blocks. So they don't really understand what they don't understand is it are and so on. So instead of investing the very limited of time that we have into learning blocks like these that are easily forgotten, we instead try to focus on vocabulary and then really try to use it like with a limited amount of vocabulary to write as much text as possible, or to produce, like to speak as much text as possible, to be able to understand as much text as possible, so a video or a text. So that's what we're aiming at. That's what we train. That's what we focus on. So for example, I wrote this text. Very limited vocabulary, but we try to really have a true conversation or write a true text story or whatever. So for example, like you can read it here, but there's a lot of information is conveyed from the speaker to the listener, and it matters to the speaker. This is what they really want to say. And we're not looking at whether or not the grammar is correct, because our main focus at the beginning is to really push ourselves. Again, I will address this in another video, but the point is real language, both in terms of whatever we're producing, again spoken or written, and in terms of what we understand, again in terms of be it written text that we are reading or a video that we're watching or what they're listening to during the lesson.